They told me it was just a first contact mission. Drop into orbit, scan the atmosphere, initiate basic communication if life was intelligent. The usual protocol. I'd done this before. 13 times, in fact. Never once did it end with claws, teeth, or talk of holy unions. The planet was designated Arsa 9, lush, blue-green, wrapped in thick clouds and magnetic storms. Reports said there was sentient life, vaguely humanoid, likely peaceful. I was skeptical, but orders were orders. I landed in the designated zone, a clear valley nestled between shadowy mountain ranges. What I didn't expect was for the welcoming party to be absent. No signals. No emissaries. Nothing but forest silence and a thin chill in the air. I activated my scanner and stepped off the ship, muttering, "Nice. Real professional. Hosts a no-show." I should have turned back. But I wondered. That's when I saw her. She was crouched at the edge of a frozen stream, drinking straight from the current. Her skin, or rather, fur, was slate grey, shimmering slightly in the moonlight. She had a humanoid shape, 2 legs, 2 arms, an elongated face with silver eyes that glowed faintly, but it was the tail swaying behind her and the pointed ears twitching atop her head that told me this wasn't just a new species. She looked injured. I raised my hands in peace. "Hello. I mean you no harm." Her head snapped up. Those eyes locked onto mine. And before I could move, she lunged. I blacked out. Chapter 2, Teeth and Vows. I awoke in a cavern, not the kind from Earth, but something crystalline and humming with faint energy. Warm furs were draped over me. My helmet was gone, my translator flickering weakly on the ground beside me. And the she-creature, the werewolf woman, was curled at my side like a watchful wolf guarding her cub. When she noticed me stirring, she sat up and gave a low, throaty sound that translated into something between a growl and a purr. "You did not die," she said. Thanks, I guess. You entered my territory. I attacked. I drew blood. I noticed. But then I smelled, not prey. Mate. Wait, what?" She stood. Towering. Powerful. Gorgeous in a terrifying, wild kind of way. Her clawed fingers gestured to my shoulder, where she had apparently bandaged a bite mark. "You carry the wound of claim. I am Lyraka of the Moonfang. You are mine now." I blinked. "You bit me. That's not, wait, what?" She looked offended. "You accepted my warmth. You live in my den. I saved you. I have declared courtship. Lady, I came here for a first contact mission, not a wedding." She tilted her head. "You wish the long bonding. Not short." "Oh my God." Lyraka leaned close, sniffing at my neck. "You smell confused. But interested." I'm just trying to follow protocol here. I need to report back, I need to." "No one comes for you," she interrupted. "Storms will block your signals for 7 moons. You are here. With me." And then she did something I couldn't process. She howled. The sound echoed through the cavern and beyond. Moments later, I heard responding howls, dozens, rising like a chorus through the distant hills. "Did you just call your whole pack?" "For the union ceremony," she said simply. Chapter 3, The Culture Shock. Over the next few days, I learned more than any xenobiologist would have in a lifetime. Lyraka wasn't just some wild creature. She was the daughter of her pack's chieftain. Her people weren't just sentient, they were spiritually and technologically advanced in ways that blurred the line between nature and science. They shaped energy through sound. They navigated stars by instinct and memory passed through bloodlines. They fought, lived, and loved in cycles tied to the moon patterns of Arsa 9. And apparently, Their strongest courtship gesture was a successful hunt followed by a mutual healing ritual, which she believed we'd already done. I tried to explain my side, fumbling with the translator and gestures. I thought you were injured. I was trying to help. And I protected you, she countered. We complete the balance. You bled for me, I healed you. Now, we hunt together. I don't even eat meat, I muttered. You will, at the joining. When the pack finally arrived, I was expecting more snarling and posturing. Instead, I was met with songs. Strange, growling harmonies. Lyraka's mother, a regal wolfwoman with fur streaked with gold, placed a clawed hand on my chest and announced, "The stars have woven a strange tale, but our daughter has chosen. You, sky-fallen, are now moonbound." Moonbound. Apparently, that was marriage. They painted symbols on my arms, taught me how to move through the woods silently, gave me a ceremonial blade carved from starrock. And still, I tried to escape. Once, during a night ceremony, I crept away to the ridge where my ship sat beyond the valley. But just as I reached the edge, Lyraka was already waiting. She didn't stop me. She just looked at me. "You could leave," she said, "but you won't." "Why do you think that?" "Because I see you watching. Listening. Smiling when the pups dance. Laughing when the old ones tell stories. You are already half here." I hated that she was right. Chapter 4, The Decision. By the sixth night, the moons aligned, the three great silver spheres in Arsa 9's sky overlapping like the closing of an eye. It was time. The union ceremony was not what I expected. We stood at the top of a cliff, overlooking the valley. Lyraka wore a mantle of woven leaves and moonstone. I wore my uniform, mostly for comfort. Around us, the pack gathered in concentric circles, their howls rising as the moons met. She stepped forward and handed me a fang. Her own, pulled from her mouth. "I give you my weapon, so you will never fear it," she said. I swallowed hard, took it, and offered her my communicator in return. "I give you my voice, so you will always hear me." She smiled, then leaned in and kissed me, not lips to lips, but forehead to forehead, growl meeting breath. I didn't resist. Not this time. Chapter 5, Return or Remain. On the seventh morning, the storms lifted. My ship's systems flickered back online. Signals buzzed to life. Command was calling. They'd seen the spike in energy from orbit. They were preparing retrieval. They wanted a full report, immediate extraction. I stood at the edge of the stream again, the same one where I first saw her. She approached silently. "They come for you," she said. I nodded. "And?" I stared at the water, at my reflection, wild-eyed, painted, changed. "Tell me," I asked her softly, "if I leave, what happens to the bond?" "It fades," she said, "but never dies." "And if I stay?" "You stay moonbound." A pause. "Do your people even believe in monogamy?" I asked. She chuckled, low and rich. "Only when it chooses us. I have chosen you." I looked up to the sky. And I turned off the beacon. Epilogue. The stars within the forest. I never sent that report. Not officially. I'm sure Command assumed me dead. Lost to a failed mission. But I'm not lost. Every night, I run beneath 3 silver moons, my feet pounding the soil beside hers. I have learned the hunt. The songs. The ways of the moonfang. And sometimes, when the wind is just right, I whisper to the stars. It was supposed to be a first contact mission. But instead, I found a mate. And I never left.